Every morning, billions of dollars of goods begin moving through mountains of steel at ports around the world. It is a kinetic, relentlessly heavy environment. For centuries, the individuals tasked with manually loading and unloading this cargo have been known as stevedores. They are the workforce that physically hauls international trade across the finish line. Today, that manual labor happens in the shadow of towering gantry cranes and vessels the size of skyscrapers. Even with trillions invested in automated logistics, the entire supply chain still bottlenecks at the hands of these workers. Every shift requires them to navigate a high-risk, heavy industrial zone where a single misstep carries enormous physical consequences. When handling thousands of tons of cargo, extreme forces are constantly at play. And occasionally, the unthinkable happens. A stevedore loses their life. A fatality on the docks triggers a collision of jurisdictions. The combination of a foreign-flagged vessel, international waters, and local labor creates a situation where standard local laws may not immediately apply. This creates an immediate dual crisis. A grieving family has abruptly lost their livelihood, and the shipowner is staring down the barrel of severe legal liability. If these legal questions aren't answered quickly, the ship is arrested by local authorities. It cannot leave the port. And if vessels can't move, the larger machinery of global commerce starts to grind to a halt. To prevent this total gridlock, the maritime industry relies on a specialized financial mechanism known as protection and indemnity, or P&I Insurance. Unlike standard policies that cover physical damage to the ship itself, P&I covers third-party liabilities. This specifically includes personal injury, loss of life, and the intense legal costs associated with a fatal accident. But there is a strict legal caveat. The policy only steps in provided the ship owner is actually found legally liable for the accident. This requires port authorities and investigators to conduct a thorough review of the incident. They have to determine if a failure in the ship's equipment or negligence on the part of the crew directly caused the stevedore's death. P&I doesn't issue automatic blind payouts. It acts as a conditional shield that requires the hard facts of fault to be established first. Once liability is confirmed, a sequential legal process begins. First, the deceased stevedore's family files a direct compensation claim against the shipowner. The shipowner is then legally obligated to step forward, assume responsibility, and financially resolve this claim with the family. Then, the hidden layer of the system activates. The P&I Club steps in behind the shipowner to indemnify them. In legal terms, to indemnify means to reimburse the shipowner for those heavy out-of-pocket costs. This final reimbursement is strictly governed by two boundaries: the specific terms written into the insurance policy and the applicable laws of the jurisdiction where the accident happened. This sequence balances two critical needs. The family receives the financial support they are owed, while the shipowner avoids a devastating financial blow that could end their business. This established framework provides a clear path for compensation. A family can resolve their claim through the shipowner's P&I coverage rather than navigating a multi-year jurisdictional dispute across international borders. Simultaneously, the shipping company is stabilized. The liability is settled, the vessel is cleared to leave port, and cargo operations continue without interruption. P&I Insurance functions as the invisible architecture of the shipping industry, providing a practical layer of protection that exists behind every manifest and bill of lading. It is a legal framework designed around the individuals on the docks, the people who shoulder extreme physical risks every day, so the rest of us can have the goods we depend on. Global trade relies on these internal safety nets. By protecting the human element, the industry ensures its most vital component is supported when the kinetic world of the docks turns dangerous.